Hi, I'm Tami Patzer, and I'm with Bob Massey, and he found love online. I'm really excited to share this interview with you. I've known Bob for several years, and how great is it when you're talking about the fact that, according to statisticbrain.com, 4 out of 5 Americans have found love using online dating. So it's unusual to find people who've tweaked it a little bit. Bob actually met his girlfriend on Facebook. So Bob, tell me, from a man's perspective, what was it like? What attracted you to this woman?
Well, I have to say that what I look for is someone who has a sense of humor, and I say attractive, but I have a really wide latitude because to me it's a package deal. If a woman has a sense of humor and they're intelligent, then I find that enhances their physical attractiveness a lot. So basically what I look for is somebody that we can converse, and they're smart, and we can laugh and have a good time, even online, even if it's just through little posts and comments on Facebook.
Okay, so attractive is relative, meaning you don't have to be drop dead gorgeous. You just have to be human and have a personality, and you like smart women. Hey, smart women. So that's pretty cool. So this person that you met, and since I don't know her, I don't want to get into too details because she doesn't even know that we're doing this interview. But so you met this woman on Facebook. What post or what was it in this online environment that attracted you to this woman? And let's forget about her looks, because I saw her and she's pretty cute. But other than that, what is it?
You know, we talked about it later. We were actually in a local newspaper that did an article on falling in love on Facebook, where I was interviewed for that. And we can't even remember how we became friends on Facebook. But we started to probably like each other's posts and make some comments, and that kind of broke the ice. And, you know, she was looking for someone and I was looking for someone. And from that point, I just had sent her a personal message through Facebook saying, hey, why don't we meet for lunch or coffee? And she was agreeable to that. And I said, well, why don't I, call you up, and so I can actually hear her voice. And she had the cutest little voice. So I thought it was her. She had a daughter. I was about to ask her, may I speak to your mom? She was a pom-pom girl in high school, and she never lost that voice. And she agreed to meet for lunch, and the rest is so far history.
How long have you been dating?
We started dating October 13th of 2012.
Wow, that's pretty good. So a few things, and I think this is really important when you're using the online world to meet people, because you do have to be careful. There are a lot of scammers out there. So you had something in common with this person. You moved it from online into the real world by first a telephone call. You liked her voice. The reason I'm bringing this up is because you want to make sure the person is real, because even when you talk on the phone, you could still be talking to some scammer. But once you move it, talk on the phone, you engaged, you had a good conversation, then you moved it to, hey, let's have coffee, let's have lunch, let's meet in person. So what did you discover that having met in a Facebook environment, how did that help you when you actually met in person? What did that do to that relationship?
Well, first of all, I got to say that she was even way cuter in real life than even her photos. But what I have to say is that, when you think about meeting someone, where do you do it? Well, it's going to be at work, which is usually not a good idea. Maybe you belong to the same organization. Maybe you meet at a club, which is a terrible place. the thing that worked for me was that Facebook allowed us to determine the kind of people that we were. You want to, for me, somebody who's caring, who seems to be sensitive, like I mentioned, smart, sense of humor. You don't get a chance to do that in most settings unless you really know someone first. So this was a way to, over time, say, you know what, this person has some qualities that really interest me that I think are really neat. This might be an opportunity to maybe go somewhere.
Cool. Well, Bob, I think that what you've shared today is really, really helpful because, number one, you've given us some insight from a man's perspective. You've also given all of us some really good advice about how to communicate in an online world. And I just want everyone to know that you can find romantic connections online. This is Tami Patzer with Bob Massey. Thank you.